Whoo, she's a bright one, although a cold one. Everything was buried with frost when I went for my workout this morning. Buried, very cold. I can't show you what's right directly behind the camera here now. But that is one good looking truck. We'll show you later this week, but I've got to get the video all put together. For all of 2021, we have been unboxing and reviewing a product from Wild Medkits. Now they started this year. This is their first year running. They started the medical mystery box. So that is, you know, those different types of subscription boxes you can buy that sends you all kinds of junk quarterly. Some are monthly. They're a lot cheaper and they come monthly. You can get them for dog treats and you can get them for bushcraft, different types of stuff like that. And I always said I love the idea, but I would never invest in one because it always just seemed like you get a lot of junk that you don't need. Finally, when Wild Medkits announced that they were releasing the medical mystery box, I said, well, now this one makes sense. You can never have too many different types of medical supplies. They also include some different survival accessories and stuff, but they definitely focus on the medical kit because that is mostly their game. Now we've just started Q4 of the year, and Wild Medkits of course does 4 kits a year, so you'll get your 4th kit if you're on the subscription package, and if you want to sign up right now you'll get this quarter's package, and then you'll start next year if you sign up as an ongoing or like an annual type payment, so you'll get them each quarter. So very excited. I've been really impressed with the kit so far, but this last one is just a cut above. I was really impressed with it. I've already opened it. We're not going to do an unboxing this time. I wanted to open it, get a better feel for the items that were in there so I could talk a little more to you. One item in there particular I want to focus on, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Now here's how these boxes usually work. You usually get some refill type kits, that is to add to your main kits, and my kits that I have here, my main kits, these are the ones that I keep in my vehicles or I pack with me if I'm going somewhere. I have the Major Bleed kit, which is probably my favorite kit. I really love this one. It's done beautifully. And the Wilderness First Aid kit, which has a lot of backcountry type survival elements and things that can help you out there as well. And 2 beautiful kits, both that serve my purposes really beautifully. So you usually get like a replenishing type packet or packets to add to your kits, because some stuff you're using, like this week for example, has been a hard week on Band-Aids for my family. I'm wearing one right now. I've worn a couple. My girls have gone through multiple this week from cuts and scrapes. My wife had a cut on her finger recently. Just we're going through a lot of Band-Aids. So you get replenishing type kits. You get some fun stuff, and usually there's like some main piece of kit or something. Every one I've got something new and kind of grand in there that I've really felt like a lot of value in for me. So for this kit here, let's start with a couple fun things, or things that I think are enjoyable. We have a couple real nice Wild Medkit stickers. We like our stickers, don't we? We also got a hook and loop, or a Velcro type patch. This is a reflective medical first aid patch. You can see there, very nice clean patch. So if you already have a good kit set up, which you should, I say this in every video, don't focus on these boxes first. If you have no medical kit set up, please get yourself set up with something. So we have nitrile gloves. I think I've gotten a pack of these in every kit so far. I can't quite remember, but I feel like I've got a few sets now. So that's nice, because anything you're dealing with, you should throw on a pair of nitrile gloves to keep things clean, so you go through these fast. You burn through them fast. For my work here, I buy boxes of hundreds and hundreds at a time. Now here's something really beautiful that I love in the kit, and that is a little reference card. And they include some type of piece of information like this, like a little smart card or something, in a lot of the kits that I've seen so far. So have a look at that. They tell you what are your main points of concern. So whether it's an extremity or what do they call it? A junctional? I was going to say junction. And then on the back, it tells you in a very simple, brief way how to address each issue. Now that's a beautiful thing to have. I have been in a couple close call situations right now for myself and others, and I've found out very happily that I'm very calm and clear thinking in those situations. I'm not someone that panics. I'm not someone that gets foggy and starts shouting and panicking and don't know what to do. I'm pretty calm and collected, and I can use my head in those situations. But if you're not, I mean, it's good to have something like this on hand anyways, but if you are someone who tends to get in a bit of panic, my wife is someone that tends to get really worked up fast in those types of situations, to have something like this, to know it's in your wallet and to be able to grab and say, okay, let's just check real quick. We have extremity, go to your list. What do I do? It tells you exactly what to do. This is a beautiful thing. This can really, really help. And if you haven't been in any serious situation, to know if you're a calm individual or someone that gets worked up, and it probably comes down to a lot of personality type. It's not necessarily a bad reflection on you, it's just different people react different ways. But if you haven't been in a situation to know how you respond, it might be a good idea to have a few things like this around. Anyways, quick reference guides to help make sure you're doing things right when time and circumstance really count on you doing things right. Really cool item here. This will be going on my truck setup, and that is like a vehicle escape tool. So we have a glass breaker there, and it clips on a keychain, and we have a seatbelt cutter, a protective seatbelt cutter. I've especially been wanting to have one of these on hand. I always carry a pocket knife. These are a little safer. I've been a little bit worried lately. I drive a Ford F-150. I've heard and I've seen so many people, even locally, have their Ford F-150s burned to the ground in near minutes. Been playing on my mind a little bit with 3 little girls strapped in car seats, harnesses in the back. So that's going to be handy to have there. Very quick and safe. You know, you can snip those belts real quickly if you couldn't get one unbuckled. A compression wrap. We all grew up with these. We know how they work. They're stretch bandages. They have these clips here that help so you can wrap up a joint, sprained ankle, sprained wrists, things like that, to create a lot of pressure and secure the joint. These are compact, super light. You should always have one of these in your pack, especially when hiking. Man, it's so easy to roll an ankle or to stumble and sprain a wrist or hurt a wrist. This can really help you. This beautiful material, probably most commonly known as vet wrap, I would say. It's like a medium pressure type bandage, but the way it works, it's similar to this, although this you can really crank down, I believe, and get more pressure. This would be nice to help go outside of wound packing or something like that, or could even, I guess, offer light joint support. But this doesn't have clips. This will cling to itself, so it's really beautiful. As you're cranking it on, you know, these can be a little bit tricky. You have to hook your things on, your clips, and get it tight. This, as you're wrapping, it sticks to itself, so that's pretty nice. We're getting to the end here now. This is a big one, a giant refill kit for your own kits. Or if you're someone, you know, I've been really digging back into the survival mindset lately, or not survival, sorry, like the preparedness mindset, which comes down to survival. But having lots of kit available, should kit become difficult to get, to purchase, to find, should medical resources be pulled away from you or restricted for a while, I want to be prepared. Should food supply chains drop, or whatever could come about, as we've seen in the last couple of years, man, things can go really crazy. So the more kit you can have like this, my kits here are pretty well packed up right now, but this will go in a box with all of my materials I need. So you can imagine it's really nice to have an extra bunch of sterile gauze pads and big abdominal pads and medical tape and rolls of gauze and things like that. Now the final piece of kit in this mystery box that I was most surprised and thrilled with is a Redcon medical tourniquet. This is a beautiful tourniquet, and tourniquets have a special place in my heart. Ever since I had that real bad axe cut to my leg, and a tourniquet, I believe, saved my life that day. But here's the catch. I didn't have a tourniquet. I wouldn't buy one because they were 30, 40, 50 bucks, and I was pretty poor at the time. I might not be too much better off now, but I was pretty poor at the time. I had it in my Amazon cart for months and months, and I said, man, just 40 or 50 bucks for this tourniquet. I'm not sure I want to spend the money. And then I was caught in a place where it was so vital. Thankfully, I had improvised, so I had a bunch of paracord, and I quick tied off my leg up above my knee, up above the wound. Again, gotta have that clear mind, and you gotta have an understanding of what you need to do. So if you didn't know that, you grab that card, okay, be quick with it, but okay, I have an extremity, go to the back, it tells you right away. Tie off or tourniquet above the wound, apply pressure. Now they also supplied one of those fun pieces of kit, also really helpful, a tourniquet pouch. This will hold a tourniquet and a pair of trauma shears, which is a really beautiful thing. Now my major bleed kit here, being a major bleed kit, comes with a tourniquet, which I have had open and practiced with. You'll want to do that. This is a beautiful cat tourniquet, by the way. Really nice option. Also comes with a pair of trauma shears that you want. This is a beautiful kit, by the way. If you're starting with one kit, man, I highly recommend this one. Just a beautiful job. So much to offer. Love it. But now, as for my wilderness survival one, something I always felt was missing, and again, you just can't have everything in a kit, but ever since that time, I've wanted a tourniquet for this pack too. And now I have, when going on a hike or in the backcountry or something, pulled my tourniquet out of here and added to this one because I find a lot of security in having a tourniquet around. But this kit is loaded with stuff, lots of really good joint support type equipment, and it's just loaded with compression bandages, and there's just would take you a long time to go over this. But now I can add a tourniquet to this kit. Check out this, guys. Gorgeous, gorgeous product from Redcon Medical here. Kevlar piece of equipment, so Kevlar strapping. This is just a really handsomely designed product. Look at that. Look at that badging there. Done really nice. It comes with a little pen. A little small pen for doing triage type labeling. You can usually write on these. Yeah, so right over here. This is really awesome. We have an area here that you can manage to scribble on when you added the tourniquet, which is really important when you're using a tool that cuts off blood flow, mostly cuts off blood flow to an extremity. It's very important that when you're found or when you finally get to medical services, that they know how long this joint has been cut off from supply. They also included a UV resistant bag designed for this tourniquet. So if this is going to be outside a lot, if it's going to be on the back of your belt, if you're on a Forest Service or something like that, baking in the sun for days and days at a time, you can throw it in this pack, UV resistant, and it just stops the elements, would keep the rain off it, would keep the sun from beating on your straps and drying them out, because of course that's a problem over time. And there's just an example of how you can use this this pouch they provided. So this is Molly webbing here, can be run with a belt loop, Velcro closure here. See how that works. And I took my shears out of this pack, and we have tourniquet and shears. And I'll probably put this back in this kit just like this, so that sometime I want, I can rip this out and carry just this by itself, which is a beautiful setup here. Now, I can't in good conscience talk about tourniquets and show you a tourniquet without giving you another reminder of how a tourniquet works. And if you haven't, practice with your tourniquet. If you don't know how to use it, if you can't use it with one hand to do the other arm, it's no good to you. So practice. Now, keep a very close eye on whether you're tearing your tourniquet up when you're practicing with it. You don't want to put a worn out tourniquet back in your pack after you practice with it 500 times and have it be no good when you want to use it. But basically, here's how it works. You have a long strap here like a belt. You want to keep your Velcro side out, but that'll be very evident just by when you look at this end of the strap. So we have a pass-through loop here with very good teeth, and this is a very heavy buckle. That's really nice. Just really impressed with the quality on this. Then you have your handle. So what you want to do, my cut was right here on the inside of my thigh, which is a bad place to get a cut. So you run around your extremity. This works the same for your arm, leg, whatever. Pass through the loop. And then like a belt, you just want to pull back around and Velcro the strap to itself. And you want to pull until there is no slack. There's nothing hanging here. So I can still drop my fingers in there because it's not cinched down yet. But it's snug all the way around, and make sure you've got a lot of Velcro attaching there now, that hook and loop type system. Now how this works, this Velcro strap runs right through here, so it's a single pass, and it runs through this handle. It's a very beautiful handle, might I add. So how this works, you see the strap passes right through here, so when you twist this handle now, it has no choice but to start winding in each side. So it's pulling evenly in on each side of your strap. So as you're winding this, it's drawing tension and cutting off blood supply to your leg. Now you twist this. Oh, of course the wound is below this. You will wind this until blood flow stops at the wound. So assuming that's there, this is a two-sided hook here now, so you can wind it either way. If I had wound the other way, the tension would have drawn into this side, okay? So now it's locked in. It can't come out unless I release it, and it takes a little bit of force. But they've added, and pretty much all tourniquets I've seen do this, they've added another piece of security that is Velcro over the top, so even if it came over, it can't come up through. So this can't release until you release it. And here now is where you take your little pen and you would write down 2 p.m. in the afternoon so that you're able to make a note so that if you were to pass out or something were to happen, someone has an idea when this was applied. And that is simply how you use a tourniquet. Please, guys, if you take nothing else from this video or me showing you these boxes, if you don't go to wildmedkits.ca, if you don't buy their first aid kits and equipment, if you don't subscribe to the mystery box, above all of that, make sure you equip yourself both in materials, equipment, and in knowledge and skills on how to be prepared for medical emergencies. It is so important. Things happen so often, just little, it doesn't have to be big things either. A simple break or a sprain can happen in the middle of a city, or a major wound or a cut can happen in your everyday life. It doesn't need to be out an arborist 100 feet up in a tree, cuts his arm with a chainsaw and you have to get helicoptered in. You don't have to think about it in such a grand way. If your kid's playing in the yard and something happens, I've heard of so many stories. I've had things happen to me myself when I was a kid where I've had bad cuts and things, and to have equipment like that is just being a good, responsible person. To prepare yourself is just being a good, responsible person. If you're a parent, a mom or dad, please equip yourself to handle issues for yourself, your own safety, and for your kids. Make sure you're prepared to deal with those situations. Please set yourself up. Wild Medkits just happens to be a really, really good place to access. The staff there are super knowledgeable. Ken is incredibly knowledgeable when it comes to medical supplies and understands the backcountry and understands what your needs might be, so you can get in contact with them if you need some help picking out something. They have great resources on their site to help you select what you might need for your needs. Just a good company to deal with. Really, really impressed, like I said, with this mystery box, and the whole year. I recommend you sign up for next year. More preparedness videos coming soon. Like I said, I'm really into this topic right now. It has come back to the front. I really feel like a pulling at my heartstrings, that I need to get some stuff in order, that I need to get myself back on the track of being prepared for whatever might come my way. So you guys are going to get the brunt of content coming from that train of thought that's in my mind right now. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, leave me a comment down below. Check out wildmedkits.ca.